Hey guys, Dr. Ben here. So excited to talk to you today about your questions about all those things that are just at the tip of your tongue and you're wanting to get answers to. So welcome. Hope your week is going great. Getting ready for Christmas. Excited. This truly is the most wonderful time of the year. So much to be thankful for. So much to be excited for, and then even getting into the new year and getting into that what is going to come. This is a great time to reevaluate life and to just plan for the next year, look back at the last year, all of those things. But you've got to do it in your health as well as finances and all those different things. But you've got to evaluate your health, come up with new game plans, see what's working, see what's not working. But anyways, today, pop down below where you're watching from. Love to see that all over the country, all over the world. But also, I want to hear your questions. We get things all the time, like, what is leaky gut? Why do I have to keep taking thyroid hormones? Can you fix my kid's ADD? All of these different things. So, hey, Susan, great to see you. So here's the deal. Ask those questions. I'll give the best answer I can, give you some ideas. Hey, Staten Island, New York, Cindy, great to see you. So let's jump into it. If I don't see any questions, I'll just go with ones that I've gotten this week. So what is leaky gut? And I want you to be thinking about the why as I ask these questions. So leaky gut is the body the barrier system that keeps things out of the bloodstream, keeps things out of the body in the gut. Is that working? And if it's not, and things are getting into the bloodstream too early or creating an inflammatory cascade or whatever, that is what is leaky gut. And there's a lot of different reasons, a lot of different things that can cause that. But we know that leaky gut will drive autoimmune, it'll drive inflammation, all of these different things. So pop your questions down below. We're getting some more people coming on. So anything and everything, if it's legal in the Facebook world, I will talk about it. If not, send us a direct message and we can dig deeper into some other things if we need to. So leaky gut is going to be just like if you've got irritation on your skin, if you've got raw open sores on your skin, and then you stick it into something that's kind of toxic and yucky, that's going to get into the bloodstream. And I use the analogy of out here in Colorado, we've got a lot of pit toilets up in the mountains and stuff. So if you drop your phone in that pit toilet and you got to stick your arm down in there and get it, and you've got open sores on there, that's pretty yucky. That's going to be what's happening in your tube, in your digestive tract, if you have leaky gut. So leaky gut, you've got to look at the 4 R's. You've got to look at can you repair it? Glutamine, marshmallow root, aloe vera juice, all these different zinc carnosine, all these different nutrients that are going to be really good fermented foods at healing that gut lining. You need to remove the bad stuff. So you've got to kill off the bad bacteria, yeast, viruses, parasites, all those different things. You've got to kill those off. And then you've got to go in and re-inoculate once you're done with that. And so you've got to bring in the good bacteria. And that's a big part of what we're looking at as well. And then number 4R, you've got to replace any bile salts. We sent an email out this morning. If you did not get our email, get on our email list. I got in depth into gallbladder. Gallbladder is one of the most under evaluated system in the body. In the traditional medical model, what do they say? Well, gallbladder's bad, take it out, and that is it. But in reality, gallbladder, very important. We get in depth to it. So check out that email, check your junk box if you didn't get it. If you don't have your email into our email list, let us know. And if you need any back issues of those emails, just drop that down below and Brittany can get that over to you as well. So gallbladder, stomach acid, enzymes, all these different digestive supports throughout the digestive tract. You've got to work on that. So leaky gut, you've got to fix those. Hey, we got a question. Lisa, 14-month-old has recurring ear infections over and over. Are tubes a bad idea? Tubes are a bad idea if you don't get to the underlying root cause. Occasionally, you got to do what you got to do, pick up the pieces, but you've got to fix the why. First place to start is what are you feeding that kiddo? We know that dairy, we know that gluten are both very mucus producing foods. And in the research, it shows if somebody is eating continuous gluten and dairy or potentially other food allergens, but those are the two most common, very good likelihood they're going to have recurrent ear infections. So start there. Also look at the gut. Look at the tongue. Is it there a white coating? Have they been on a lot of antibiotics? You've got to go in and do some heavy duty probiotics, as well as like look for L-glutamine for that gut lining also. So I can't tell you whether the tubes are required or not, but I can tell you you've got to get to the underlying why. Look at the food allergens and look at the gut as well and see what happens in there. Tracy came back, hi, TSH, that means up my meds, I don't have a thyroid. Yeah, Tracy, so if you don't have a thyroid and your TSH is high, remember, TSH is a pituitary hormone, tells the thyroid what to do, thyroid stimulating hormone. So it's going to tell the thyroid what to do. So it's basically whipping the horse to go faster. You don't have a horse in this case because it's been removed, but what you do have is a feedback loop that says if you're not getting it to the tissues. So you need to also check for thyroglobulin antibodies. You may have Hashimotos that's attacking the bus that transports thyroid around the body. So even if you don't have a thyroid, you could still have that type of Hashimoto's, so TG antibodies. And then you also want to check your ratios between T4 and T3. Remember, and if you haven't seen this, check out our YouTube channel. Brittany will pop that link down below. We've got over 500 videos on there, and search it for thyroid under conversion, and you'll learn about that T4 and T3, and T4 has to convert to T3. If you're taking levothyroxine, that's T4, and it's probably not converting into T3. T3 is the active, usable. You need that to function well at the cellular level. So if it's not converting, that TSH will go up and it says you need more. So try those two things. Check out our other videos on YouTube and you can see that. Does leaky gut, this is David, does leaky gut cause sinus drainage? A lot of times we will see people that have leaky gut have more mucus production, more recurrent infections, drainage, those type of things. So that would definitely be one of the first places to start, would be to start looking at that gut, whether it's leaky gut or just that microbiome is out of balance. You got to kill off buildup. But yes, absolutely, gut can lead to those sinus drainage and recurrent infections in there as well. Occasionally, you need to do some topical. Also, if depending on where you live in the country and what your house is like, evaluate for any mold and history of water damage, things like that. Recurrent sinus can absolutely be a mold issue as well. Tracy, any suggestion on aloe? If you just go to Sprouts, Natural Grocers, Whole Foods, any of those places, and get some liquid, organic liquid aloe juice and drink that every day, that would be a good place to start. Misty, thank you for that email. We will get you on that list. Hey, Barb in Nebraska, Cheryl in Nebraska. Still not getting emails. Doris, we'll double check on that. Check your junk mail. Very good chance that that's happening. If you want any of the back issues, when you send Brittany a message, just let her know and she'll send you over some of those. Also, how do you feel about bottled water and how it affects people? This is Susan. So bottled water, this is a great one because a lot of people are worried about what type of water they're drinking, but also, we're inundated with plastics. There's research coming out that, it's a serious problem for our health and all the plastics out there. And so I'm really not a huge fan of bottled water. I would much rather you guys get a good filter, one that's going to remove chlorine, fluoride if possible, but definitely chlorine and a lot of other toxins in there. A whole house filter is great because that even in the showers and bathtubs, all of those, it's going to take it out. Because even think about this, chlorine and fluoride, they're in the same column as iodine. And so if you're dealing with a thyroid issue and you're inhaling this chlorine and fluoride or drinking it every day, it's going to block those receptors for iodine and it's going to make your thyroid issue worse. So getting the right type of filter. Most bottled water is, basically tap water that they put in a bottle and call it good. And it's been filtered, but it's really no better than tap tap water. So unfortunately, it's a huge, you look at, I was reading about Coca-Cola, who's one of the biggest bottled water producers in the world. And they also produce 3 times as many plastic toxins as anybody else in the entire world as far as corporations go. So I would prefer you not drink bottled water. Hello there, Black Hills, South Dakota. Love South Dakota, and just those rolling hills and pine trees and everything. Anything's for massive hair loss after COVID recovery. This is something we're hearing all of the time. First thing is you've got to get your thyroid evaluated. Make sure that it's not a thyroid deficiency. If you went into a hypothyroid state or it stimulated Hashimotos, you've got to rule that out first. Check your TPO antibodies, your thyroglobulin antibodies, and see what's going on there. The other would be you looking into that leaky gut malabsorption. You may not be absorbing your nutrients as well as you should. So again, anybody jumping on, pop your questions down below. Love seeing you guys. Also tell me where you're watching from. Love to hear just all over the world where you guys are at. And if you've got any suggestions, I'm not the be all and end all. If you've got suggestions or things that have helped, like for massive hair loss after COVID, pop that down for Stephanie there and give her some ideas as well. And Amanda Wood, do you approve of the Berkey filter? Yeah, the Berkey is a great filter. Been around for a long time. Super simple. Doesn't have to be plugged in or anything at all. The Berkey is a nice filter. I would get the one that you can upgrade to the better filter and take out the fluoride as well. What about charcoal in the filter and how they cause malabsorption? It's not going to be enough charcoal to cause malabsorption. I'm not worried about that. Had my visit with my naturopathic doc yesterday, and my biogenetics file came back with high parasite virus, mold, bacteria load. What are the thoughts about this coming from COVID infection? So again, a lot of times what we'll see when people have COVID, that it can trigger other things. We'll see reactivation of Epstein-Barr virus. We'll see somebody become more sensitive to mold, or maybe their parasites get reactivated, things like that. So you've got to double down. You've got to go back to the basics. Fix your blood sugar, fix your gut, fix your liver, fix your brain, fix your inflammation, any other infections going on. And you just got to go step by step through that process. So if you've had COVID, you haven't recovered, and you need help, drop us a line. Any of our doctors around the country can reach out to you, and we can walk you through the process of getting your life back. Lana in Pueblo, Robert up in Wheatland. We love stopping at Wheatland on the way up to fishing. Arizona, Stacy, good to see you. I have pretty intense hair loss, but the thyroid tests say mine is perfect. Well, here's the deal. Perfect is here in their range. Perfect is here in my range. So let me know what your numbers are, and I'll tell you if those are perfect or not. Have you had a Hashimoto's test yet? Because if you haven't, you may have thyroglobulin antibodies, which is the bus that transports thyroid around the body. Again, check out my YouTube channel, and you can see all those videos about the transportation. And just search thyroid on there, and you'll find the video. And on that, you could have the best numbers possible, and you're not going to be getting it to your cells, and so you're not going to be having that thyroid tissue doing what it needs to be doing. And how do you feel about a machine to make hydrogen and alkaline water? It's not going to be a needle mover. If somebody has not fixed their blood sugar, hasn't worked on their gut, hasn't looked at the blood work and done all these different things, that's fine. And if you're like, we've gone through our 6 months with somebody and they're all fixed up and everything's great, and they want to keep fine tuning, sure, that's great. But if somebody is still pre-diabetic, they're still overweight, and their gut's still out of balance, and they still have autoimmune going on and all these things, that water is not going to fix it. I was using a water distiller, and the charcoal caused me some serious issues, made me very sick. Yeah, Susan, not sure about what type of system that was. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. Kat up in Canada. How are things in Canada, Kat? they locking down one of my friends? He said he's in the right industry, but he definitely would not want to be in the gym or restaurant industry right now. You're welcome, Stephanie. Hey, Tracy from Texas. Good to see you. What do high TPO antibodies over 1500 mean? Sherry, great question. Hashimoto's. So you have two types. And so if you have high TPO, you have to test for thyroglobulin as well. If your doctor has not tested that yet, then you need to test for that. And there's two types of Hashimoto's. There's TPO, which is going to be attacking the thyroid itself. So your body, just like rheumatoid arthritis, you're attacking the joint. And in my mom's MS, it was attacking the nerve that was going through her body. And this one, it's attacking the thyroid, but you also have to check for thyroglobulin, which is going to be the bus transporting it around the body. So TPO over 1500, really, really high. Anything over 25 is high. So that is a very high number. That means you have an autoimmune condition. That means your body is continuing to attack and degenerate that thyroid tissue. So you've got to not fix the thyroid, you've got to fix the autoimmune reaction going on in your body. And that involves a comprehensive full body approach. You've got to calm down this. Check out on my YouTube channel, type in autoimmune, and tons of videos on there about autoimmune or Hashimoto's, and you will get in-depth information on what to do and how to change that. While you're there, subscribe to that YouTube channel. We post all of our Facebook videos on there, and then you can go back and get those. It'll alert you. If you're not on Facebook a lot, that's a great way to get alerted when those go up there. So again, you guys need to fix the why. Hashimoto's, TPO, the why is the autoimmune, but then you take a step back and what is even below that? It can be infections, it can be adrenals, blood sugar, leaky gut, estrogenic events, all types of different things. So great question there. Let me know if you have those thyroglobulin antibodies as well. Lana, also noticed a sizable lump in the thyroid area yesterday. It's better today. Yeah, so basically you've got to get your Hashimoto's markers tested. If you haven't yet and need support with that, reach out to us. It's a very, very cheap, reasonable test, and we can help support you in that process. But absolutely, there's a very good chance. Can someone have both kinds of Hashimoto's? Absolutely. The most common is the TPO, the thyroid peroxidase going to the thyroid. Then we've got thyroglobulin, and in a lot of people though too, they have both. And so it doesn't matter how much thyroid hormone you take in, the NP thyroid, levothyroxine, whatever it is, you're not transporting it around the bodies, but you've got to know those different. So yes, Stephanie, very common in there. Amanda, can H. pylori be treated without antibiotics? Absolutely. We do it all the time. We see these chronic bacterial infections in people. Remember, 80% of H. pylori is going to be in the small intestine. And so a lot of people think about H. pylori just as a stomach thing, and it's causing ulcers and burping and all those things. But in the majority of people, 80% of it is in the small intestine where there's no sensation. So you can't tell if your small intestine is being irritated and eaten away by that H. pylori. So yes, but you've got to strengthen the immune system. You've got to get the pH at the right level. Make sure you have bile salts like you need to. You've got to work on that microbiome, fix the leaky gut, all these different things to get that H. pylori and do kill off naturally. But 66% of the world's population has H. pylori. Number one infection in the world, H. pylori. Way, way more common than a lot of people think. Hey, Melissa, good morning. Yes, Stephanie, is the CGM that you use one that is placed on the body? Yes, so continuous glucose monitor, it's got to be on the body. There's no like scanner thing that can tell you what your blood sugar is. Continuous glucose monitor. This is an absolute game changer. We've been able to learn so many different things. For years, we had people poke their finger and do a finger prick test to see what their blood sugar is doing. But now we have a continuous glucose monitor. This is prescription only. You can't go to Walgreens and get one. You have to have a prescription. So we've got it set up for our patients that every single new patient, and we're going to be rolling out beginning of the year a program where we're going to be able to work with patients all over the country. You don't have to be close to an office. We're going to be able to work with you remotely, and we'll be able to get you a continuous glucose monitor, be able to drop ship the blood work, do all of these different things. So we're super excited. Check out the email next week. We're going to go into detail about how that program is going to work. So for those of you small towns, not close to one of our current offices, we're going to be able to get this information and get this healing process to you. So the continuous glucose monitor, it's like a sticky patch, and there's a tiny little it's almost like a horse's hair that goes in, and that sensor is detecting what's going on with that blood sugar throughout the day, throughout the night. Really, really neat. So yes, it does go on the body. Hey, Bert, absolutely. You are so welcome for that. Merry Christmas to you guys as well. So the CGM is done, installed yourself. So patients do it's the same machine that type 1 diabetics, it's like the gold standard for type 1 diabetics. So, it's super easy up there. Our kids have been sick off and on since school started, taking vitamins and probiotics, eating well. Any other tips? If it's a recurrent thing like this and it's kind of a family thing, again, that's one of the times I would start looking in depth into the house or possibly even the school if they're at school to see if there's a mold issue. That's something, recurrent infection, again. There could be, if you've got water damage in the house, look in your shower if there's mold up around the ceiling, if it's coming in, if you clean it and it comes back, any of those things, you've got to cut it out. You got to figure out if there is a current leak in there. First, make sure there's no current leak, and then second, you've got to clear it out of whatever is going on in there. But yeah, I would dig deeper in there. Hey, Stephanie from Wisconsin. Yes. No way to get to Fort Collins. Yeah, absolutely. That's why we're doing this. There's so many people that just aren't able to get to us. So our new program we're going to be rolling out, we're going to be able to help people all over. Hey, Andy, great to see you. So Andy, the CGM, it's a 3-month supply. That's the minimum that we can get with anybody. So every 10 days you change out that sensor, and it lasts for 3 months. It's basically a disposable type thing, but absolute game changer. Yeah, the AC heater filters. You may need to clean out your vents and your ductwork as well. Are the eosinophils percent on your blood work related? Mine went up to 10.9, is flagged on my recent blood work. My doctor did not answer me and blew me off. He said, we don't worry about those things. Of course they don't. So here's the two things. Eosinophils, anything over 2, and we're thinking leaky gut. Anything over 5 or 6, and we're thinking parasites or major gut infection. Anything 8, 9, 10, absolutely, this is a major issue. Your body's creating tons of this allergy type reaction in the body. Probably, since you were 17, you've had that chronic stomach issue. Yep. You've got leaky gut. Absolutely, 100%. You've got to go through and we've got to fix that. Your life will change if we can get those eosinophils down. So don't let anybody ever tell you we don't worry about those things. Well, you need to find a different doctor if that's the case. Are there any certain tests for mold? Yes, so we can do if you direct message Brittany, she can get you a link to that, and it's basically a petri dish type thing. Molds in the air, settles on there, and then we go and then send it off to the lab, and they test for that. So absolutely, you can. There's that Citrus Safe, so you can order those tests on there. So anyways, guys, I got to run. Love having you on. If you've got other questions, if you're watching this later, pop those questions down below. We watch these streams throughout. Love having you on. We're excited. Hendersonville, Tennessee opened up, so now we've got Brentwood and Hendersonville. Come check us out if you're in the Tennessee, Kentucky, South Carolina, anywhere through there. Colorado, we're just getting ready to sign our lease in Highlands Ranch. We'll be looking at moving in probably end of January, 1st of February. So super excited for that. And then look for your email next week. We will be rolling out a program for you guys all over the country. No matter where you're at, we're going to be able to get a hold of you and do work to help your body heal. So love having you on. If you got any questions, pop them down below and send us a direct message with your email if you have not done that. All right, Merry Christmas, guys.